back when I first saw the Sucker Punch trailer a couple months ago, my anticipation level went through the roof. It was made by Zack Snyder. All of his other movies I enjoyed: Dawn of the Dead, Watchmen, 300. So naturally, I thought this was going to be another one to his list. It's going to be awesome. Looks stunning. You know, all the action sequences. Kind of reminds me of like an Inception, pretty much. I don't know where they were going with it, if it was actually dreams or just imagination or whatnot. So, you know, I was pumped for it. So a couple months later, we're in March, and I started seeing the reviews for it, and it was getting pretty slammed. It was 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was like, okay, this is gonna be horrible. So I lowered my anticipation level just a bit for it, so I wouldn't be too disappointed. And what I got was pretty much in the middle. The movie starts out with Baby Doll's mother, who's played by Emily Browning, passing away, and from there on, the stepfather finds her will and finds out that she leaves everything to her two daughters. He wants everything for himself, so he tries to attack Baby Doll, which she fights back. Now, she has a sister, which then he locks her in her room, then tries to attack the sister, and then Baby Doll gets out of the house, jumps around the windows, and ends up getting a gun, which she intends to shoot the stepfather, but instead misses, it ricochets off the wall, and hits her sister. Stepfather then has Baby Doll committed to an insane asylum, where there he bribes the doctor to perform a lobotomy on her, and then basically we go from there. The whole story is basically them trying to escape. She has 5 days before the doctor to perform the lobotomy is arrived. Then we have Dr. Gorski's character, which she's a doctor and tries to help them with her technique, which is theater. She thinks that she can help treat the patients with this. So that's where the bulk of the movie goes. When at first Baby Doll's character is hesitant with Dr. Gorski's techniques with the theater and all. So when she does start finally dancing, her dancing is tied to her fantasy worlds, her imagination sequences. I love the imagination sequences. They were visually impressive, and each one of them different from the last. One of them had giant samurais, one with a Gatling gun. Another one was these robots, and from a fantasy world, and from like World War II. Zack Snyder, I think, got his inspiration from a couple video games, which I saw. One of the war imagination one, all the soldiers look like Helghast soldiers. They had the red eyes, strong Helghast feel. Another one was probably Dragon Age or Lord of the Rings or any type of fantasy with the dragons and the orcs. Even Carla Gugino's character, she reminded me strongly of Nastasha Romanenko from Metal Gear Solid. I don't know why, just as soon as I heard her, it instantly clicked to that.
You don't think you're strong enough? You are. You're afraid. Don't be. You have all the weapons you need. Now fight.
This is Nastasha Romanenko. A pleasure to work with you, Solid Snake. You can ask me anything about nukes that you want.
The story was pretty decent. It's not going to win any Oscars for Best Original Screenplay, but I wasn't expecting it to. You know, I wasn't expecting the best movie in the world or anything along that caliber, but it did its purpose. It was an action flick, and you know, to have fun with it. The soundtrack was terrific too, I might add. A lot of songs really helped with the feel of the movie. I bought the soundtrack yesterday, so I rate that soundtrack like a 9 out of 10. It was pretty good. So overall, the movie I would give a 7 out of 10 to. I was expecting better, but overall I was satisfied with the movie. I left the theater, it's like, oh, you know, it's not bad. I'll probably buy it on DVD. So if you don't get to see it in theaters, it's not the end of the world. But I would say definitely check it out once it gets on rental. A lot of people have been giving it like mixed reviews. It's a mixed bag, pretty much. People love it or hate it. So overall, I just found it like a pretty decent movie, and that's about it. And I'll catch you guys later on the next review.
I want it all. I want it